Hello everybody, welcome to Spoken Word Sunday with Granddaddy G, episode 88, Closed. Because of the coronavirus, we here in Los Angeles and many places throughout the country are basically closed. We have a stay-at-home order and only essential businesses are allowed to be open. Restaurants are closed except for takeout and delivery. So I have a few poems tonight about restaurants I'd like to share with you. But the first one I wrote today when I went out to take my dog for a walk. Fortunately, we're still allowed to do that. It's called Like Bees. As I went out this morning, the sun welcomed me with a smile. My front yard was warm and inviting. Yellow flowers were springing up through blades of bright green grass. The street was quiet and peaceful, with everyone tucked away inside their homes. The entire neighborhood is safe at home, except the bees. They were hard at work, as there was a large lavender bush in full bloom. My little dog and I investigated up close, and we both inhaled the aroma. Although these bees are on the endangered list, they still go about their business. On this day, God has given them a lavender feast and plenty of work for all of them. Then it dawned on me. I realized it's spring now. This season came upon me suddenly without my noticing until today. Winter is over. Like the seasons, everything changes in due time. Nothing is permanent. The world has survived many disasters and plagues over the ages. We have survived earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, and war. We have survived bubonic plague, leprosy, smallpox, polio, measles, and AIDS. Mankind has always found a way to prevail. We have been on the endangered list many times throughout history. Like the bees, we will once again return to our work when the time is right. God will provide us with everything we need. This season shall also pass, and we will once again be able to work together like bees. I guess that poem was also about restaurants because that lavender bush is like a great big restaurant for those bees. When I worked as an air cargo sales rep at LAX, I used to like to go for lunch to a Chinese restaurant on Sepulveda near Manchester. I don't remember the name of it, but they had a great lunch special where you would get wonton soup, tea, sherbet for dessert, egg rolls, as well as your regular meal for only around $5 or $6. That's what I love about Chinese restaurants. They have good specials. So this is called My Favorite Chinese Restaurant. Inside my favorite Chinese restaurant, a place where I always feel lucky, a man and woman were clicking chopsticks on ceramic plates. It sounded like raking leaves on the sidewalk. I looked over at them and studied their faces. It appeared that, as a couple, they did not fit each other. The woman was middle-aged and wore a scowl on her face as she ate. The man wore a suit and tie and was balding. I watched them leave the restaurant and their cars were parked right outside my window. I could see them from my table. As the woman went to open her car door, the man reached for her. He pulled her close to him and kissed her. She did not seem to enjoy it. At the same time, she held on to him and did not want to leave. There was a look of sadness and disappointment in her eyes. They stood next to the BMW, not aware of anyone else around. I suddenly felt sad and concerned for them, but I was not sure why. I could not help but think that something was not right. Finally, she turned back to her car, looking back at him every few feet as she backed out slowly. He stood there silently. A sad farewell. He got in his car and they both drove off in different directions. All this at my favorite Chinese restaurant. I like to observe people. I guess all writers do. It's better than reality TV, because it is reality. Here's one called Ladies Who Lunch. 4 women have lunch, looking directly at each other when they speak. Hand gestures emphasizing their points of view. Emotional responses with heads shaking. With forks and knives in hand, they lean forward, careful not to miss a word. Tables separated by red vinyl, blue walls, and various shades of hair color. An integrated quartet, Asian, African American, Caucasian, and Latina, all female, smiling, introspectively examining each other. 4 women have lunch, together and apart, simultaneously. I'll end with this one. It's called Anniversary. It's about a friend of mine's 50th wedding anniversary that I attended at a restaurant. 50 years, don't give up, he said. Family will survive. $1,200 in $50 bills stuffed in a purse full of cards. Music and magic. Caribbean dinner, reuniting old friends. I knew you would come, but not alone. Slow dancing felt like high school. We sat in the emergency room while I checked my messages. I felt impatient and unsure, but also at the right place at the right time. 24-hour coffee shop at midnight. The final hours of this once-in-a-lifetime event. 50 years, he said. 50 years of marriage. Thank you, everybody. When this is all over, I think one of the first things I'm going to do is go to a restaurant and eat in. Everybody stay safe. Please practice social distancing. Wash your hands and keep your hands up off your face. And all of you young people out there, please listen to this also, because I saw a video of the Malibu Pier yesterday and it was filled with young people not social distancing. And you don't know who you might bring something home to, especially if you have older people in your family or somebody like me that you're around. So everybody take it seriously, do what we can to protect one another, and we're going to make it out okay. God bless you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time on Spoken Word Sunday with Granddaddy G.